What's up everyone, welcome back to another Halloween review, and today we will be reviewing Final Destination. So let me go ahead and just give a background about this film. So originally supposed to be an episode of the X-Files, Final Destination is about a couple of lucky teenagers who survive a plane crash. So after they survive it, they were supposed to die in that plane crash, but because someone had a vision of it and escaped luckily in time, they basically cheated death, but death still wants them to die, so they keep dying in horrific and realistic ways that they would have died in during the actual accident. So it's an ingenious concept. I definitely love this idea, and this movie doesn't waste no time. I just love this movie. It has a special place in my heart. But before I get to that, let me go ahead and just actually explain the movie. So we start following our main characters, and sorry if I forgot some of the names. Let me go ahead and just figure out the names so quick. So now that I remembered all the characters' names, we can finally get into this. So we see Alex, who plays the main character of the film, Tris, who plays the character who barely does anything of the film, who's the girlfriend of the big douchebag of the film, Carter, and we see Claire, who's apparently the emo chick, who's sort of the love interest and all that, or something like that. And you see Todd, who's the supporting best friend, and you see the teacher, who I don't even know why she's in this, actually. So they all are boarding a ticket to flight 180 to take a trip to Paris with a bunch of other students and the teacher. So they get on the plane, and so Claire asks to move seats. So he moves seats, and Todd staying on the chair, it doesn't work, and it sort of cuts his hand a little bit. So apparently the plane goes wrong and it crashes, but guess what? This was all a dream. But Alex gets a very bad feeling when all this stuff that was happening in the dream starts occurring again, starting off with the girls asking him to move seats and something going on with Todd's chair. So he freaks out and says the plane's going to explode. Carter gets mad, so he tries to fight him. The teachers have to get off to break it up, and so Todd checks on him since he's the best friend. Tris comes because she's the girlfriend of the big bad douchebag, and Claire comes because heck, she needs to come, I guess. So they all come, and oh yeah, I forgot Billy. Yeah, Billy comes too. I don't know why he came. I don't know. I guess because he wants to check up on Alex because he's somewhat friends with him. So they all come over to the airport, and so the girl teacher asks the men teacher to get back on the plane to basically just stay on with the other students. So he gets back on the plane, so he separates them, but then that doesn't last for long because Alex and Carter starts fighting again. Meanwhile, Billy and everyone else watches horrifically as the plane explodes. So basically, the agency for some reason thinks that one person freaking blew up the plane. Yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense. Someone's gonna walk on that plane and explode. But so yeah, they get out scot-free luckily. So basically they're all safe and it's a happy ending. So they go to the funeral, and for some stupid reason the teacher doesn't like Alex. I mean, he saved her life, but she's like, I'm afraid of you, so she leaves Alex. And the emo girl Claire thanks him for saving his life, and then Carter, being a stereotypical douchebag, says he didn't save his life, he would have lived anyways, and he's gonna live forever. And Tris, as I said, says nothing. And Todd, being the supporting best friend, thanks him, but he says that his father isn't really on good terms with Alex and stays his distance. So meanwhile, while Alex is at his home, Todd is taking care of some business in the bathroom, except for that some water is starting to leak from the toilet. And anyways, Alex is still in his room, still shook about the whole thing, but then a newspaper goes into a fan and then cuts up the newspaper, and one piece lands in Alex's hand that reveals the word Todd. So that obviously Todd is next, apparently. So Todd is just casually doing his business until he slips on water. He lands on this little line which chokes him to death, and he dies. So he runs over to Todd's house in curiosity, like seeing if he actually did die, and what do you know, he died. So the parents blame Alex, saying that the guilt over the plane apparently I mean, why are these characters such douchebags? So anyways, the dad says that Alex guilt-tripped Todd over what happened in plane, so Todd killed himself. So Alex obviously doesn't believe that his best friend committed suicide. So him and Claire sneak into the hospital to check on his body, but they get caught by none other than William. So William is the huge, like, basically mascot of this franchise. He's in almost all of the movies. He's in 1, 2, and 5, but I don't know if he's in 3 or 4. Yeah, he's definitely not in 3. Yeah, he's not in 3 or 4. So anyways, there's some theory speculating about this guy. Some people think that he's dead himself. Some people just, they don't, like, this guy is so mysterious. They don't know why. And the actor just does such a great job of making him look creepy, even though it is over the top at sometimes. Sometimes his face is just a little over the top. He's still somewhat creepy. So he explains to them that Death does not like to be cheated, and since they cheated Death, Death is going to come back for them and kill them like they should have died him. So Alex somewhat starts to believe this, so he goes over to talk to the teacher or something. I don't know what happened. So obviously Carter and Trish sees Alex, and so Carter wants to fight him, and Billy's there. Oh my god, it's so convenient how literally all of these characters met in the same place. So anyways, Trish is just fed up with all this. So she's basically saying that, like, she wants to move on with her life and she wants to forget this, but since she's been in the background this entire time and have had barely any lines, you guys know what's happening next. So she dies by a bus hitting her, and wait a minute, did she just die by a bus hitting her? Is it that simple? For God's sakes, what in the world is Death waiting for? Why can't you have all of them cross the road, and whenever they are on the streets, just have a train come and kill them, basically? What's the hold up? So anyway, she dies in like a split second. So basically, the teacher doesn't wanna, like, she wants to stay away from Alex as long as they can. Meanwhile, the agency is starting to investigate, and they're starting to see that Alex has been in the same exact place where Todd and Trish have died in, so they think that he's having something to do with their deaths. Yeah, as I said, everyone in this movie is freaking idiots. So meanwhile, the teacher is playing a move. Oh wait, she's moving. Oh, I wonder what that could mean. So Alex is in his house, and then he realizes that they would die in the order that they would have died during the accident, judging by their seats. So Todd's seat was first, Trish's seat was second, teacher's seat was third, what's his name, Carter's was fourth, Billy's was fifth, and his was sixth, and the girl's was seventh. So basically, he realizes that the teacher's next and tries to go over to her house to save her. So he's checking for all possible accidents that could happen, but being the teacher that she is, being the idiot, she thinks that he's trying to kill him. So she calls the cops, and the cops arrest him. And so the agency is thinking that you have something to do with all this and you're trying to kill her. And he's basically saying that they're all gonna die if he doesn't do something about it. He's trying to save them. So apparently they let him go. Are you serious? You're being so paranoid about him causing all these deaths, and he says the most craziest thing in the world, and you guys just believe him and let him go. I mean, he isn't the innocent, but I mean, my god, you cops are dumb. So anyways, he goes over to the teacher's house, but it's too late because Death has already started its plan. So a computer explodes, sending shards into her neck. She tries to run, but apparently blood is gasoline or something like that. So it starts a fire, and so basically her whole house is burning, and she tries to reach for a cloth to, I guess, try to clean her blood, but then a knife falls right on her stomach and she dies. Anyways, my bad, she doesn't die, but meanwhile, Alex finally reaches her house, and he thinks pulling the knife out is such a great idea. Oh yeah, someone has a knife in them, what you need to do, instead of letting the blood stay there, just yank it out. So he's about to yank it out, but a chair falls and hits the knife even more, making the knife go deeper into her stomach, causing her to finally die. So Billy, which is actually, I think is the funny scene, is conveniently walking by her house, seeing Alex run out. He's like, oh, hi Alex, and then the entire house explodes. So that basically the teacher's dead, and now the agency are like, her house exploded right when we released him. So yeah, we need to chase after this guy. They keep changing their minds. They are paranoid about him, thinking that one person could have blown up a plane, and now they basically just let him go after he fed some mumbo jumbo to them, and now they're paranoid again. So they're chasing him, so he meets up with Claire, Carter, and Billy, so they're driving a car, and so Carter is convinced that whatever Alex is saying is true because all of them have died in the order they would have died in. So Carter starts having a freak out because apparently he's next, so he starts going out on his quote-unquote own terms, so he drives in front of a train track while everyone gets out. So they're saying that we can cheat death, don't kill yourself, so he's like, oh hey, it's not my time, get it guys, I'm the douchebag of the film. Do you see me? Yep, I'm the douchebag. So he tries to get the car, but it's locked, and so the train's about to hit him. So Alex saves Carter. So Billy is apparently reached his limit. He's just too paranoid. He's saying Carter's going to get them all killed and they're all going to die. But then Shane on the train picks up a shot and it goes right in Billy's face, which cuts his whole head off. So I kind of liked Billy. He was the comic relief of the film, and I think Carter deserved to die more than Billy. But apparently they all figured out that since they saved Carter and they intervened with his theft, basically that skipped over Carter and went on to Billy, who was next to die. So basically, Alex figured out that he's next, so he goes inside a wooden cabin and plans to survive. And this is kind of a cool scene because he's trying to figure out all the ways that he could die, and he's trying like he has every contingency planned out. But it turns out all of his hard work was for nothing because he figures out that if he moved into another seat during the plane, then Claire would be next and he would be last. So he realizes that he made a huge mistake, and he eventually runs over to Claire's house, who's basically about to die from this accident. He intervenes and saves her life right when the agency is chasing him, by the way. So the agency sees what's going on and sees that Alex is telling the truth. So Alex saves her, but then eventually he gets blasted, so it tricks us into thinking he died, but nope, he didn't. So they flew over to Paris, and basically they think that everything is fine and it's a happy ending. Except that Carter is the only smart person in this entire movie, and he's saying, wait, you can only skip death if someone intervened. And no one intervened, so you're next. But freaking Alex just be like, no, it's over with, it's done. So he gets up, walks away from the table, and he's about to die, but Carter intervenes and saves his life. Basically the only redeemable thing he did in this entire movie. So he basically is saying, he knew that Alex was next, but Alex is saying that it didn't skip that it skipped him. So basically it restarted the entire cycle, and Carter was the earliest to die. So Carter dies off screen, and that's the end of the movie. So I guess it's time to give my thoughts about this movie. So there wasn't a lot of gore in this movie, and I mean, for movies like Jeepers Creepers and paranormal movies, there isn't supposed to be a lot of gore. It relies on suspense and scariness, but being a movie about people dying in weird ways, you would expect that they would have to have some gore in here, but they didn't really have a lot of gore. But I did think that the way they all died was pretty awesome. So let's get into the pros. So the pros is that this is such an ingenious idea. I like this idea of all this stuff happening. It's just so cool. Second pro, I like all the characters. I thought that they legitimately did a good job performing. Even though Trish basically barely did anything the entire movie, Carter was just playing the role of the douchebag the entire movie, and Alex kept on having his mouth wide open like he was some sort of freaking, I don't know. And Claire did act a little, I don't know, too emo in this movie, and William, while he was performing very nicely and he was creepy at times, he was over the top and made some faces in the movie that made me laugh. But other than that, Billy was great at the comic relief, and Todd was great as the supporting best friend who would die to make the main character sad. So all of them, they did a good job acting, and I like the idea of this movie. But let's get into some of the cons. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of gore in this movie, and I'm not saying that every horror movie needs to have gore, but in a movie where people die in real ways, I mean, come on, that's just begging for some gore in there. But luckily the sequels fixed this, even though some of them do suck. So anyways, that's my review of Final Destination. As I said, it has a great idea, a great movie, and basically great characters, and you will have a fun time watching this. But it does lack of some characters who do nothing the entire film, some characters who stereotypes and not that much gore in it. So, and the pacing for this movie did really go off. Sometimes I did find it annoying how the agency just kept on capturing him, not capturing him, capturing, not capturing him. So I would give this movie a B. It has an excellent idea. And even though the characters were annoying at times, they were entertaining to watch, and you did sort of care about them, but everything else in this movie, it wasn't really that great. So this movie comes in with a B. I do think that this movie does deserve to be watched. It looks awesome. So that's my review of Final Destination. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.